Hi everyone, thank you for clicking. Please subscribe. Today we will look at how the Qatari blockade has started and why it's come to an end. For more than 3 years of the crisis in the Gulf, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Bahrain and the UAE have lifted their blockade of Qatar. But how did we get there? After almost 4 years, Saudi Arabia announced on Monday the end of its blockade of the neighboring Qatar, restoring a degree of normalcy to the relationship between the two members of the Gulf Cooperation Council (GCC). Saudi Foreign Ministry announced that Egypt, Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates has also resumed the tie with Doha during the 41st GCC, with mediator Kuwait hailing the step as the breakthrough. The move marks a major change in what had been a tense period in the Gulf. Let's check out what caused the blockade of the Qatar. The embargo was the result as a tension that had been building for many years between Qatar and its neighbors, who were concerned the nation was taking too independent of a role in its foreign affairs. The 2011 Arab Spring has alarmed many governments in the region who saw pro-democracy movement as a threat to their own long-standing dynastic rulers. While the most of the GCC had attempted to show up the rulers threatened by the uprising, such as Tunisia and Egypt, Qatar has instead tried to cultivate the relationship with some members of the opposition, most notably groups linked to Muslim Brotherhood. Our neighbors has become increasingly concerned by the favorable coverage given to the Arab Spring protest by Qatari-affiliated media outlets, in particular Al Jazeera. In 2013, following mass demonstration and economic political crisis, military in Egypt overthrew the democratically elected Brotherhood-backed government, Mohamed Morsi. The coup was supported by Saudis and the UAE, while Qataris condemned it. Doha's relation with Egypt deteriorated soon after a while the local Egyptian affiliate of Al Jazeera was closed down. In March 2014, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain and Egypt all withdrew ambassadors from Qatar, the most self-cutting relation since GCC formation in 1981. The countries cited Qatar's interference in the internal affairs as the cause. Accusation Doha has denied. What sparked the beginning of the blockade? In May 2017, the Qatari news agency was allegedly hacked, and the comment posted in which Qatari Amir Tamim bin Hamid Al Thani appeared to praise Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran and Israel. The incident, combined with Al Jazeera reports on damaging leaked images from the UAE ambassador of the crisis between five and Saudi Arabia, UAE, Yemen, Egypt, and the Maldives, Bahrain, all are now serving of ties with Qatar. Some analysis pointed that 2017 Riyadh summit, in which newly elected President Donald Trump that time gave a vocal support for Saudi Arabia crackdown on Muslim Brotherhood and the terrorists in the region as a green light for the action. Trump administration became increasingly close to Saudi Arabia, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, while other members of the Trump administration pushed for the tougher action against Qatar over its tie with Iran. Despite Qatar hosting thousands of US military personnel at Al Udeid Air Base, Qatar blockade entailed when Saudi Arabia, UAE and Bahrain broke off the relation with Qatar, they denied the small Gulf countries access to their airspace. In the case of Saudi Arabia, closed Doha's only land border. All the GCC countries ordered their citizens to leave Qatar, while Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain gave Qatar visitors and residents 2 weeks to leave. In return for lifting the blockade, a set of conditions was issued. The condition was to cap a diplomatic tie with Iran and close its diplomatic missions there as well to limit a trade with Iran in compliance with US and international sanctions. Serve ties with the so-called terrorist organization, an individual designed as a terrorist by the blockade countries, as well as pay reparation of the losses of life and other financial losses caused by Qatari policies in recent years. Was the shutdown of Al Jazeera and its affiliate station, as well as stop funding the numbers of news outlets which Riyadh said Qatar supported, including the Middle East. I rejected all the demand, describing them unrealistic. What led to the lifting of the blockade? Several years of mediation by Kuwait and Oman, both of which had remained relatively neutral in dispute, attempted to get a side to reconcile. Despite the pressure of the blockade, Qatar was able to weather the economic fallout with help of the international allies and has similarly fulfilled none of the 13 conditions issued by the opponents. This also increased its pressure on the Gulf neighbors to resolve the crisis, warning that lack of unity will embolden the Iran. Number of purported attempts at establishing talks between Saudi Arabia and Qatar. On 4th December 2020, Saudi Arabia Foreign Minister Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud announced the final agreement looked in reach, while Qatar Foreign Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdurrahman Al Thani said there was some movement we hope put to an end to the crisis. On December 30th, he announced the Saudi King Salman has invited Qatari Amir to its January summit, and on Monday, Kuwait Foreign Minister Ahmed Nasir announced the deal had been agreed, open airspace and the land sea to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the state of Qatar. But analysis say that Saudi Arabia was pushing for that deal, hoping it will show the US-elect President Joe Biden will be taking office. Despite the purported rapprochement between the Gulf parties, it's worth noting that this is seemingly influenced by a desire to prepare the pressure from the incoming Biden administration more than the genuine commitment to the conflict resolution. Despite a small country of less than 4 million inhabitants, Qatar has shown the world that they can stand strong in every situation. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like.